Overnight, the Third Lebanon War began as Israel invaded southern Lebanon with the 98th Division Special Operators and other forces about which we are not yet aware. It's the third time Israel has invaded Lebanon, 1982, 2006, and now 2024. There is no definitive explanation of how far and how fast the Israeli Defense Forces will move. There are leaks from American officials who did not want it to happen in the first place and have been wrong at every turn. And it appears that Israel is simply ignoring President Biden, who is, I think, basically incapacitated, as well as Tony Blinken and Jake Sullivan and Lloyd Austin. And they are doing so because the security of Israel depends upon pushing back Hezbollah, a terrorist organization that's in complete disarray after lightning strikes by Israel over the last 2 weeks on a variety of its operatives, including its Supreme Commander Nasrallah, who was killed over the weekend. But before that, as you can see in a Fox News column, which I have posted over at my Hugh Hewitt account on X and at Fox News at my entitled Israel Unbound, and I lay out in Israel Unbound everything that Israel has done over the last 3 months. And this includes Benjamin Netanyahu's trip to the United States, where Vice President Harris boycotted his speech to Congress, his meetings thereafter, the Prime Minister's meeting with Joe Biden and Harris, and what appears to be his conclusion that Joe Biden is a husk of himself, Kamala Harris is anti-Israel, and I'm going to go back and tell the War Cabinet, the Security Cabinet it's actually called, I'm going to broaden my government, and we're going to go over to the offensive against Hezbollah, because we've already defeated Hamas. It's now just a guerrilla force. There are 101 hostages, and Netanyahu and his government committed to getting them back. There is no one to negotiate with. Hamas is just incommunicado. And even the appeasement monkeys at the State Department have said, Hamas isn't responding. So Netanyahu's gone over to the offensive. And he wants the people of Israel to be able to go back to their northern border, back to their towns, rebuild. And I hope the United States Congress sends a significant appropriation to assist in that process, because they are our ally. And they deserve at least as much help as we give to any other state in the world, and not just military help, in this case, economic help, because it's been a devastated region. Remember, Hezbollah began this war on October 8th, the day after the massacre by Hamas in the south. Two different terrorist organizations, both funded by Iran. A third terrorist organization, Hezbollah, fired another couple of missiles at Israel. They did not hit yesterday, but Israel blew up all. I don't know if there's anything left except to bounce the rubble in Yemen. But if there's rubble to be bounced, Israel's going to do it. Going over to the offensive this way with the 98th Paratrooper Division and supporting tanks and forces. I will talk later with Ambassador David Friedman, whose brand new book, One Jewish State, came out last week, and I listened to it over the last couple of days. It's an amazing book. I'll be joined by Dr. Michael Oren as well, former Israeli ambassador to the United States. Senator Tom Cotton will be along. And I'll be talking about tonight's debate between J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz. The first question ought to be, gentlemen, your assessment of Israel's actions in the last 3 weeks. That's it.